Hi guys, welcome to POMCLOSET. Today I'm going to be showing you how to knit a one size shoulder dress with this addi express machine. So I have done many items with this machine and it's kind of fun. I'm not sponsored, but I love using these machines. It's really make my life easier. So what do we need for this project today? Apart from the addi express machine with 46 needles, we will need the nylon yarn. These yarns, I've got it as a present from my mom. She was in Thailand and then she bought some of these for me. Each of these here weighed 100 grams and I prefer to make them into the ball like this, so it's easier to knit and to use. What else do we need? The 4mm crochet hook, pair of cutter, the note paper, the pencil, some stitch markers and the tape measure. To start with, I have done many items with this machine in the past videos, so you can check them out if you need to get some ideas of how I started the cast on. Basically just the seam. I position the first one here, first needles. So on each needle has the number 46 of them, but we need to cast on 42 stitches for this dress. So starting from the first stitch, and you just do zigzag, front, back, like this, very easy and simple. Cast on 42 stitches. We are making the small size dress. So my 42 stitches is on here, on this one here, and then you open the yarn slot, press the yarn down and close it, and you clear all the rows so it get back to 0. And then just rotating it backwards. Like this, make sure you go slow. And every needle catch the yarn. So first row done. The second row just rotating backwards, forwards. You just keep rotating round. This is the flat panel, so you keep knitting these, go backwards, forwards, do this for 95 rows. After we've done 95 rows of the straight knitting, now we need to reduce the armhole and the shoulder part. So I have the design here. If you can see, I want to make this mini dress with one shoulder. So basically we need to reduce the armhole 1 stitch every 4 rows. And on this part here, this is the above the breast upwards to the shoulder part. So we need to reduce 1 stitch every row. We need 35 rows in total of this part here, from the under armpit up to the shoulder part, so you need 35 rows. And how to do this, you need the notepad, and I will divide it into the shoulder part and the armhole part. So I need to take the note of how many stitches I have reducing and what to do next to get the crochet hook. I'm using this big 4mm hook here because it's suitable for the bigger yarn. And I presume this part will be the armholes, and this part will be the armholes, and this part will be the shoulder part. So this piece, if you do the armholes here and the shoulder part here, and the next piece you need to swapping. So this part for the next piece will be the shoulder part, and this side will be the armhole part. So you need to make sure that you, after you've done 95 rows, and then you need to remember this part here. So this part will be this side. I will go for the armhole part by reducing 1 stitch every 4 rows. So 1 stitch, I move to the next stitch and put the yarn back on. And then I need to, this is the armholes. I have reduced 1, and then do the normal knitting until you reach the other side. And this part here will be my shoulder part, so I need to reduce 1 stitch as well. By doing this, you need to rotate the machine and get the last stitch back into the one next to it, and then knit. I will put the stitch markers on both sides. Put one on here, and another one on the other side. And for the next one, I need to note this down, the shoulder part, reduce 1. And the next row, the shoulder part needs to be reducing 1 stitch every row. So take the yarn from the yarn slot, and you need to transfer the yarn from the first stitch back to the stitch next to it. And then I put the note down, shoulder 2, and armholes, we don't reduce anything, we reduce only 1 stitch every 4 rows. And the rest of this row you just knit straight, don't have to reduce the armhole. And on this side, it's the armhole side, we don't need to reduce anything. And you just put the note down. So I put row 1, 2, so this one will be the 3rd one. First one we reduce, the second one of the shoulder part reduce, this one no reduce, and this one will be the 3rd one, no reduce. So I need to get rid of this. So no reduce. But on this side, once we reach the other side, we need to reduce. Just keep knitting straight until you reach the last stitch. You need to reduce the shoulder part. On this side, we need to reduce the shoulder part. Just do exactly the same. The last stitch, move to the next stitch, the stitch next to it, and then knit straight. So that would be my 3rd on this side. And on the way back, I still need to reduce the shoulder part. And this side here, we are not going to reduce anything for the armhole, but we will do it next row. So I will keep continue doing this. Make sure shoulder part, 1 stitch every row you reduce. The armhole part you reduce 1, and then you skip for 3 of them, no reducing, and then the 4th one you need to reduce that one. So keep. I'm now done with 28 rows of the decreasing, and I need 35 rows for these armholes and the shoulder, one side shoulder here. But I only have 3 stitches left, so I'm gonna knit straight until I get to row 35. This is 28. I need to count. So 29, 30, 31, 32, this off. By casting off, it's very easy. You need to transfer the first. Insert the crochet hook and transfer the yarn onto this hook, and then you need to chain one, move on to the next one, transfer the yarn onto the crochet hook, and then slipped, chain one, the last stitch, transfer, slipped, chain one. I will cut off the yarn. So one side of this dress is done. So let's see what it looks like. I have the stitch markers on the side here. Okay, so you will end up having something like this. And then do one more piece of this, and remember when I said you reduce the shoulder part and the armhole here on the, you need to swap whichever side you start first. You need to swap the sides on the next piece, and then you will get the two pieces from you will get the two pieces, and then when you connect them together, you need to lay down the right side facing the right side. Otherwise, this dress you will have one side it's the right side, one side it's the wrong side. So make sure you're swapping between the shoulder part and the armholes here on the other piece. The measurement of this dress here, when you measure it from the top point here where the shoulder is down to the bottom part of this dress, is around 32 inches, and the measurement of the width of this dress here from here to here is 17 inches. So we are making the small size dress, and for this part here, from the armpit to the shoulder part, I would say it's around 10 inches. And the measurements of this part here, which is from the under armpit to the shoulder part, is around 18.5 inches. So I have done also the second one of these, the second piece. So here's my second piece. And you can see here, this is where the second, this is the first piece, and this is the second one. So I have two pieces here. One piece I cast on from this part here. I start to reducing the side on the left, and the armhole is the opposite side. So this one I starting to reduce the shoulder part here, opposite side to this piece. So you can see at the end you will have the opposite side of each piece. Now we need to bring this piece here back on top of each other. So make sure the knit side is facing the knit side, and we need to put lots of stitch markers. So here's where sorry, it's very sunny today, and the room here, it's probably too bright. So I will also put the stitch markers along the body part as well. And to connect these two pieces together, I will start from the above here where the shoulder is, because I still have the yarn left over from the knitting. So I will continue doing I will connect this part here together. So what I do, I'm just gonna do the slip stitch. At the end we end up with 3 stitches left. So what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna I'll turn the work to the back, so make sure the right side fits in each other, and you connect the yarn on the right stitch. I have the back piece, I'm just gonna go from back loop to back loop. I'll turn the work, it's my back from this piece, and then just back stitch from the other piece, and then one more, the last stitch, and then just slip stitch. So I have the front and the back. And I will move on to the side of the dress. Just get the yarn, and then we need to reconnect this. This is the armpit part of the dress. Here's where the shoulder that we connected. I still have the yarn left, so we get back to this part later. And insert the yarn, pull the yarn through, and then tie it. Get the stitch markers out. So what I like to do is, by connecting the two pieces together, I'm just going to go for the slip stitch. So the yarn, there's no specific stitches to connect. I'm just going to go along with the length of this dress here. So do it front piece, back piece, and pull the yarn through. Front piece, back piece, slip stitch like this all the way down to the bottom of the dress, and you do this on the other side as well. Just do exactly the same. So you have the stitch markers on the side. So far I have the dress like this, and I still have the yarn left on the armpit part here. So what I'm gonna do, just gonna go for the basic stitches. So here I have the stitch mark. I will take this out, and then I will just work along the side of these armholes here. We need to actually turn to the right side to work on it. So I will turn the dress inside out. And to do the armhole part here, I'm just gonna change 3. I have 1, 2, 3 chains, and then I will go for the double crochets in the same stitch, and then you move over to the next stitch. So for the length of these double crochets here, and then chain 3, 2 double crochets in the same stitch, and the next stitch, whichever the length is, you just do the slip stitch, chain 3, and keep going with this chain 3 double crochets. So I will do this until I reach the other end, the other side where we started. Also do it on the shoulder part where you have one side shoulder here as well. Just do it round, exactly the same. So the edging of the top part here is done. This is the armhole part. The measurement is to 10 inches and the measurement round is 20 inches. And this part here is the shoulder part. The chest part is shrunk in onto the around 16 inches, and the round measurement is around 32 inches. At the beginning when we started, after we finished this part, it was 18.5, and then I tried this dress on, it was a bit too loose, so that's why I'm trying to get it down onto the 16 inches and 32 inches round on this part. So now we need to work on the bottom part of this dress. As usual, after you've done the piece, I need to pull this a little bit. This is the strings where we cast on, as you have it, and then I need to slide this part, and I want to get the length of 17 inches. So 17 inches, 17, 18 should be okay. So here's the length of 18 inches down the bottom part here, and then I will repeat this one on the back side of this dress as well. So find the strings, the yarn here where you cast on, so you can pull it onto the length of 18 inches. So that should be okay. Now let's work on this part here. I will reconnect the yarn with this yarn that I have left from the dress, because I don't want to cut it to waste it too much. I will work on the single crochet in every single stitches. So what to do, I'm gonna start from here. I'll do the single crochets, move on to the next one. This is how you can lock the end after you knitting. So the next stitch, single crochet, next one, and the next one here. So just keep doing this until you get to the end, somewhere here. And here's the last stitch, and you just slip stitch into the first stitch where you started, and we are going to change 4. I'm going to do the mesh rows on this one, so I will skip one, do the double crochets, skip one, chain 1, skip 1, double crochets on the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, go to the next one, double crochets, and keep going until you reach the last stitch. And on the last stitch I will chain 1 and then move to where we did chain 4 and go on the third chain and do the slip stitch, chain 1, and then leave the end for around 27 centimeters, 27 inches, sorry. So, but this part here depends on how tall or how short you are, so you can leave it, because I have decided to add the fringes on the bottom part of the dress. So I'm gonna grab the yarn. I will work maybe 2 strands at a time. So I will do the length of 27. Put this 27, so you go 27 and times 2 is 54, so 54 inches. Here is the length of 54 inches, so I will put 4 strands of yarn in each of these loops here on the dress, the bottom part of the dress here. I will start from the side of the dress here, so by inserting the crochet hook underneath, this is the post side, the wrong side. and then I pull this yarn, the 4 strand, actually 2 strand, but you fold it so you have 4 strand, and then pull it through. Make sure the end's even, and you will have, this is the first fringe. So I will keep repeating these in every single of these mesh gap. And whenever it comes to the dress, I would like to have the waistband for the waist. So I'm gonna do the tassels with the strings, and then we can put it on we can wear it with the dress. So how I do it, just get the cardboard and then just wrap this round. The cardboard can be any size of your choice, and after that you will get amount of yarn like this, and then I will wrap this wrap this round and a few times, and then pull the yarn through. This one will be very tight, but you can get through it. After that, just change. So do this change for the length of 150 centimeters, and I will trim this part here. So here is the first tassel. After you've done the length of 150 centimeters, just cut off the yarn. So you have 2 ends like this, and then grab the 2 strands of yarn here, wrap around the cardboard once again. So we're making the other side of the tassels. Here's the thickness of what I need. Slide it out and get one end. Just try to put one end through. Tie it twice or more if you need to. And then get one more piece of the yarn, and then just wrap this around the top part of these tassels. Pull it tight. And trim it. So now you will have the strings for the waist with the tassels. Alright guys, the tassels fringes got attached onto the bottom part of this dress, and here is the string with the tassels to go on the waist part, and the top part with one side shoulder. So it's very chic and unique. You can wear this on the festival, in summer days, or even in the cold days if you need to. And if there is any comments, any question, please leave it down in the comment section below, and I will get back to you when I can. I really hope you liked the tutorial, guys. It's been fun creating this dress. At first I was gonna do it short, but then I've decided, okay, we're just gonna do it long, but without doing the long dress. Instead, just use the fringes, so it's something different. The design can be changed at any time. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. There's still many more designs to come, and I will see you then in the next video.